Excuse me, I need to...
No! Joshua and the Promised Land, an animated disaster that I love with all of my heart, and I mean that. Despite its flaws, and there are many of them, I hold this movie close to my heart for being such a sincere attempt at an animated movie. Because Lord knows that animation is hard. At this point, the movie is a pillar of my channel and one of my biggest inside jokes. Monkey Moses is part of my lore now, and I am honored to share in his infamy. Hell, me and a group of volunteer artists made a reanimation project about this movie. That is how much we love it. Bad movies are just fun. Or they can be when they aren't boring. I'm looking at you, Finding Jesus 1 and 2. But I feel like what makes a bad movie entertaining is when it is a genuine attempt at being good, but it fails to hit any mark of quality. Bad characters, bad characters, bad animation, bad voice acting, bad dialogue. But they still try. And that can be hilarious and even endearing at times. That's why I and many others love bad movies. And Joshua and the Promised Land absolutely falls into that category. It is like the quintessential example on my channel. But a few weeks ago, the creator of Joshua and the Promised Land, Jim Lyon, reached out to me in regards to his newest animated series, Indestructible. That's right, he's back, baby. I can't believe it. Initially, I was excited to see what he was cooking up. Perhaps a sequel? I'd watch that. Maybe Joshua gets to be Jesus this time. That would be awful, actually. But what caught my eye in this email, to which I got permission to talk about from Jim, is how Jim here used AI to create his newest abomination. Folks, I don't want to become the channel that just talks about AI being bad in animation. But what I see here is an actual teachable moment to show to you all what kind of person looks at the advent of AI and goes, oh, okay, I can use this to cut corners with my animated projects and that makes them good. No, it doesn't. Folks, I can give you all a million guesses about what this episode is about, and none of you would be able to guess it. Go on, try. You're wrong. It's 9/11.
Two 767s, packed with people, almost crashed into the World Trade Center.
You all have no idea how bad this gets. This is all the trash of Joshua and the Promised Land with none of the sincerity or charm. So strap in as we check out Jim Lyon's newest creation, Indestructible.
Is that a water pistol? What he didn't do with that?
Try to stay calm.
But wait, it's time to talk about today's sponsor, Raycon Premium Audio. That's what we're talking about, ladies and gents. Earbuds that don't break the bank, but offer the same quality and functionality that we come to expect from other major brands. We're talking about style, we're talking about grace, and we're talking about earbuds that you can shove in your face too. Shove in your face holes, your ear holes. Please don't put them in your nose. I've relied on my everyday Raycon earbuds to both fill my everyday as well as professional needs. With their stylish case that offers up to 32 hours of battery life and 10 minutes of fast charging that yields up to 90 minutes of playback time. With your earbuds already sporting 8 hours of playback on their own, you'll be ready to tackle any excursion with juice to spare. And with features like multi-point connectivity, to connect on multiple devices, active noise cancellation to magically mute the world around you, and sweat and water resistance. These earbuds remain on the go with you no matter the circumstances. Something I also love about these earbuds is their range. I can walk up to 33 feet away from my connected device, providing me with a truly hands-free experience. Super useful for when I'm up and about at the office or in the kitchen, helping to prepare dinner with the lady. I'm just there for moral support. And now I'm here to provide you, my dear folks, with moral support. Black Friday and Cyber Monday are just around the corner. And you can save up to 30% on Raycons. They're already a great value at the regular price, so now it's even a better time to invest in a pair. Head on over to buyraycon.com/Saberspark to get up to 30% off store-wide. Do not miss out on this amazing opportunity to provide yourself and perhaps a loved one with a premium audio experience. Thank you again to Raycon for sponsoring today's video, and now back to the video. Now, before we talk about this AI and bad movie maker slop, let's discuss a little bit about Jim Lyon's past. By the way, his last name is actually Lyon, which is probably the coolest factoid about Jim. Now, it's a little cryptic, but I've heard the broad strokes about Jim here, and that should suffice as far as general context goes about him. Jim here is a one-stop shop of creativity. If you're shopping at a Dollar Tree, oh, that was mean. He's a writer, a director, an animator, and as of late, a voice actor.
They call it a miracle photo, but it looks photoshopped.
The dude is also a Christian. Very Christian, might I add. He even has a website that... Oh, he had a website. Huh. Damn, should I buy this? Oh, wait, it's that... How much does it cost? Okay, never mind. But Jim has always tried to rep Christianity in his work, which is why we have the masterpiece that is Joshua and the Promised Land. I guess he wanted to be the next VeggieTales. Spoiler alert, he was not. Now, Jim basically made that movie all on his own, which is kind of admirable. Animation, like I said, is very hard, even if it's bad. So in a weird kind of way, I respect Jim's work. Now, was it a great movie? No, not at all. But just because it wasn't genuinely good does not mean it was easy to make. For what it's worth, Jim kind of represents a certain type of creator. The one who tried, fell into obscurity, yet was rediscovered in the weirdest way possible. Look, I was expecting him to go full Derek Savage or Tommy Wiseau with his work. That he would shamelessly cash in on Joshua, but hey, he never did. Thank God we don't have another Derek Savage. One is enough. Instead, Jim took another path, would lead to a very unsatisfying, confusing, and frustrating animated pilot that for some reason features 9/11. So what's Indestructible about? No joke, it's kind of like that one episode of Family Guy where Brian uses time travel to stop September 11th. I'm not kidding.
Ugh, you prepared catchphrases for yourself?
I watched this like 3 times, and I'm still confused on what is happening. The episode starts with this guy saying that he's going to stop 9/11 and uses a gun on a plane to kill the hijackers. So now we live in a reality where 9/11 never happened. Also, I can't believe that Jim Lyon ran actual footage of 9/11 through an AI program. Wait, no, I can believe that.
How did you do that?
Our main character is this dude whose face keeps changing throughout the movie. Because the movie was made with metahuman models and used an anime AI filter, we constantly see characters change in appearance to the point where I don't always know who is who. Combine that with a confusing script, and you are in for a very bad time. By the way, this anime filter is hilariously bad. It swings from looking serious to moments that have been awooified. Look at this guy's face. He was this grizzled Australian man, and now he's moe. The consistency of the characters are all over the place. At least in Joshua and the Promised Land, Joshua and Moses look like they're from the same universe. But that is not the case here. As I live and breathe, I'm using Joshua as a positive example. We truly live in unprecedented times. So bear with me here, okay? The story is about some guy who is questioning reality and kind of getting a Matrix treatment with characters giving him business cards that say, "What if lies rule the world?" Implying that something is wrong with him living in a timeline where 9/11 doesn't happen. Well, spoiler alert, there are angels, I guess? Angels wearing like little white vest and, or not vest, but like coats. They're tiny. They're tiny and they're round. And I guess they're telling this dude that 9/11 should have happened and that some demon possessed a guy to time travel and prevent 9/11 because it saved a kid, but that everyone on the plane, including this guy's dad, died in the event afterwards, like some kind of Final Destination thing. I'm so confused. Is heaven pro 9/11 or anti 9/11? I can't believe I even said that sentence. I hate my job. At the end of the episode, our dude confronts the guy who stopped 9/11, who was possessed, and then he woke up being like, what happened? It's been 20 years. And then they say, you were possessed for 20 years, and then he dies of cringe. Now our main character is part of some angelic order to stop Satan, I guess. It is so weird and extremely hard to follow. Like, sure, Jim used programs like MetaHuman via Unreal Engine to make this. That's fine, okay, whatever. But then he used an anime AI filter to, according to the description of the video, avoid the uncanny valley? Jim, I'm sorry to tell you, no, this doesn't help. It made it worse. Plus, the voice acting AI stuff was just soulless and stilted. At least Joshua and the Promised Land's VAs had some humanity in their performances, despite being bad voice actors overall. But above all, the script here is incredibly confusing and bad. I have no idea what is happening. I watched this 3 times, and it still bewilders me. It just goes to show that despite having AI and more accessible programs at Jim's disposal, writing continues to be one of the main issues for folks who try to rush out creations. And also something that AI can't replicate in a meaningful way. It is like this last bastion of creativity. Honestly, I wish Jim would have been more original with his creation, even if it looked uncanny or flawed. At least then, it would have been sincere. But that is not the case with Indestructible. It is half-baked and painted over with AI to try and make up the difference. And yeah, because of that, it sucks even harder. In conclusion, I don't think Jim Lyon is a bad guy who is using AI to make a quick buck. Like, I've seen AI bros before who go down that path, and their shamelessness is on another level. For Jim, I think he's a guy who wants to make art via animated movies, but just isn't good enough to bring it full circle in a quality way. He saw the programs at his disposal with Joshua and yielded the results that were Joshua, a now infamous animated movie, but one that many people love for all of its imperfections. For Indestructible, Jim took another whack at being taken seriously with his art, but it fell flat, and is also riddled with issues, many that cannot be fixed with AI. The writing, extremely confusing. The message, I have no idea. The animation, god-awful, and not in a fun way. I can understand Jim's motives to create, but as it currently stands, this most recent attempt is even more forgettable than Joshua, and doesn't have a fraction of its blundering charm. So brace yourself, folks. There will be more people like Jim Lyon on the horizon, using AI to create their visions in half-baked ways. And I promise you, unfortunately, there will be creators who are more predatory with their intent. Again, I think Jim wants to create art, but he needs to practice and/or find people to pay to work with, versus trying to do it alone and using unsavory means to fulfill his vision. Ironically, the hot mess that was Joshua and the Promised Land is much more heartfelt and meaningful with its imperfections than Indestructible with its shortcuts. Jim, if you're watching this, make a sincere sequel to the expanded Joshua and the Promised Land universe. And trust me, you'll be back in business. I will be there day one to watch. I need me some more Monkey Moses, please. Give me the Prince of Egypt, but with Monkey Moses. That is what the people demand. Make it happen.